You're watching TelecomTV's exclusive video coverage of the SDN and OpenFlow event from Singapore. And I'm joined now by Gint Atkinson, who is VP Network Strategy and Architecture with KVH. Gint, thanks for talking to TelecomTV. Why are carriers interested in using SDN?
The biggest issue is to gain agility, going to market faster, flexibility with new features, so being able to bring new features to market a lot faster. When we're talking about small features on existing services, expanding the capabilities of an existing service, SDN is going to allow you to fine-tune and enhance the service very quickly without having to dedicate a massive amount of time just to putting the service out into the network and into the market. So agility and flexibility are really the big things, along with enabling a lot of new types of services that in a rigid network service platform you just can't realize without SDN or some type of network programmability.
And where is KVH with its SDN plans?
So over the past year, we finished rolling out SDN all the way from data center services and all the way into our wide area network connectivity services. So you'll see this in our EtherZen offerings, which is a carrier Ethernet MEF 2.0 certified service. But it comes with a lot of SDN intelligence so that you get burstable Ethernet capabilities, elastic topologies, elastic quality of service. And then similarly, we have the same type of capability on our DC net offering, which gives you elastic Ethernet across Asia's top 100 data centers. We had to do a lot of development early on in the early stages ourselves, but we've finished up that program with using dominantly off-the-shelf products from companies like Cyan.
In light of the Colt deal with KVH, I wonder, do Asian carriers have different needs and requirements for SDN than those from other regions?
Yes, I think there are, mainly in the patterns of the demand that we're seeing in APAC is different from what we see in EMEA. And similarly, our KVH Colt network in APAC definitely has a different structure compared to Europe, where Colt has a tremendous amount of fiber, many metros. We tend to have our own fiber deployed in hotspots that are concentrated on business centers for the capital markets, for high-frequency trading, media, content, and other verticals. So we tend to be a much more focused niche player in APAC, so naturally the network is shaped differently. And one of the big results is because we have so much wholesale business, we're selling a lot of 100 gig and 10 gig services. So in a lot of ways, we're trying to come from the fat pipe, big bandwidth market and sell down towards 10 gig and 1 gig. Whereas I think Colt is positioned to sell the other way and coming up towards larger bandwidth. So that definitely creates differences in what SDN needs to do. We're not going to have the same number of large volume orders every single day that Colt does in Europe, but we have a lot of wholesale transactions. We have a lot of requests for packet optical services. So we definitely need strong multi-layer service capabilities, so packet optical with SDN capabilities that go all the way from layer 3 all the way down to layer 0. I think we're probably selling more services that have a stronger need for that. And Colt, I think in EMEA, they definitely have the need to sell towards a much larger number of customers. And for example, I think layer 3 service integration with layer 2 service is much more critical there, whereas in our market, layer 0 to layer 2 has turned out to be really valuable for all of our wholesale business.
Are we seeing too much jostling for position and market share from the vendors, or are we at a stage with SDN now where we're on track?
I would say the jostling's happening because the products are real around niches. So we see, for example, NFV vendors that are focused on security offerings, other NFV vendors or NFV managers that are focusing on the wireless packet core. So we're seeing a lot of focused niched activity that's no longer bleeding edge and it's leading edge. But these vendors have to work out how big their space is going to be. And what's working tends to be very small, specific features that solve a specific kind of service problem. Then you have to go to some other vendor. One vendor's doing security. Another vendor may be doing multi-layer network functionality. Another vendor may be doing something related to resilience. So all of these different areas of NFV and SDN capability, we're starting to see real products, but they're very focused. It's not a whole complete portfolio.
Is that good for you, or would you prefer to see more complete portfolios?
We would like to see more complete portfolios, but I think the time now is for these vendors to focus and have very, very strong solutions in a limited domain. And then later on, the market will certainly sort itself out, and the vendors will broaden their portfolios or combine their portfolios, as we saw with one of our favorite vendors, Cyan. We see that Ciena is now interested in and committed to acquiring them. So I think we clearly see that evolution quickly happening. Ciena's putting money on the table to make it happen.
So you're not deterred by this. Now's the perfect time to invest in SDN.
Yeah, we went through the bleeding edge effort. KVH started off developing its own controllers, highly focused for the services that we were offering in the data center. We extended a lot of that into layer 2 and layer 3, but we clearly saw that we needed standardized vendor-based solutions. Cyan stepped up and brought a complete SDN solution for layer 2 all the way on down to layer 0 with Blue Planet. And now they have orchestration, network orchestration capability, and we're looking at virtual CPE for layer 3 and layer 2, all built around Cyan's orchestration capabilities. But there's a lot of other vendors coming at play because we also need to do complete end-to-end service orchestration.
Gint Atkinson, thank you very much.
Thank you.